This created the core of what would become his enduring vote base, the MY, Muslim-Yadav combine. By 1995 assembly elections, Lalu's popularity was unshakable. His party won a majority of his own, securing 167 seats in the 324-member Bihar Assembly then. And while Lalu's second term began with even stronger control over the party and the state machinery, the jubilation was short-lived. This phase also saw increasing accusation of lawlessness, cronyism, administrative breakdown, which gave rise to the term Jungle Raj. In 1996, the 950 crore Fodder Scam came to light. The scandal had been simmering since the late 80s, exploding nationally when the CBI directly named Lalu in its charge sheet in early 1997. This triggered a political crisis, and there was growing demand that he resign as chief minister. In a bold and strategic move, Lalu split the Janata Dal in the July of 1997 and formed a new party, the Rashtriya Janata Dal. A majority of JD MLAs followed him, ensuring he retained control over the Bihar government. When legal pressure forced him to step down as CM, he appointed his wife, Rabri Devi, a political novice, as chief minister in July 1997. The Rabri Devi appointment was seen by critics as a proxy arrangement, allowing Lalu to wield power from behind the scenes. But for his supporters, it was projected as the rise of a common woman, further reinforcing his pro-poor, anti-elite image.
पहली बार मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद कैसा लग रहा है? जो लग रहा है बताइए, कोई बात नहीं। खुशी है ना? वोट खुशी है, कैसा है, क्या लग रहा है?
As Lalu battled scandals and held on to power, another historic change was underway. On November 15, 2000, Bihar was bifurcated and the new state of Jharkhand was carved out, comprising its southern mineral-rich districts. The split was decades in the making, driven by tribal movements that demanded self-rule, protection of their identity. For Bihar, the impact was seismic. The state lost nearly 45% of its landmass and most of its mineral wealth, including coal, iron ore, and steel hubs. What remained was a poorer, agrarian Bihar, dependent almost entirely on agriculture and remittances. Lalu, once the undisputed king of a vast Bihar, now had a shrunken stage and fewer resources to placate allies and fuel patronage politics. The bifurcation sharpened the perception of Bihar as India's most backward state. While Jharkhand became synonymous with mines, industry, tribal assertion, Bihar was left battling poverty, migration, caste conflict, and the weight of Bimaru stigma. Over time, Lalu's grip began to weaken. Corruption scandals, criminalization of politics, and poor governance led to growing urban and upper caste disenchantment. Law and order deteriorated, and Bihar's economic stagnation worsened. The BJP under Atal Bihari Vajpayee was rising nationally, and Nitish Kumar, once Lalu's ally, was positioning himself as a credible alternative in Bihar. Despite this, Lalu continued to win elections thanks to a loyal caste support, but his aura of invincibility had cracked. Bihar was restless. The ground beneath RJD's feet was beginning to shift. Bihar, by now, had become synonymous with lawlessness, extortion, and political criminalization. Roads crumbled, schools remained empty, industries fled, and electricity was a luxury. The state's decline was so steep that Bimaru, backward and sick, became a label stuck to Bihar's name. The disillusionment was sharpest amongst urban voters, upper castes, and the youth. And by the time Bihar went to polls in 2005, a political realignment had taken shape. Nitish Kumar allied with the BJP under the NDA banner. They campaigned on promises of vikas, better governance, contrasting it with RJD's perceived misrule. In a fractured verdict, the February 2005 election led to a hung assembly, followed by President's rule. Fresh elections in October 2005 finally broke the deadlock. This time, the JDU-BJP alliance swept to power, decisively ending 15 years of RJD dominance. For the first time since 1990, Bihar saw a non-RJD government at the helm. Nitish Kumar's arrival in 2005 marked a turning point in Bihar's modern history. Where Lalu embodied identity politics, Nitish positioned himself as the harbinger of governance, earning the nickname Sushasan Babu. Armed with BJP's organizational muscle, Nitish launched an ambitious agenda: better roads, functioning schools, restored law and order, and, importantly, empowerment for women. Crumbling highways were rebuilt, potholes vanished, and the police were unleashed on the mafia network that had flourished through the 90s. His boldest stroke came in education, hiring thousands of teachers, reopening classrooms, and pushing girls to schools with his new iconic cycle scheme. Soon the image of young women pedaling down village paths became shortened for a new Bihar. The transformation was reflected at the ballot box. In 2010 assembly elections, Nitish JDU, along with the BJP, won a thumping majority, 206 out of 243 seats. It was not just a victory, it was a rejection of the old Jungle Raj. Bihar had turned a corner. By 2013, Nitish Kumar faced his toughest political choice when the BJP anointed Narendra Modi as its prime ministerial candidate. Nitish protested. For him, Modi carried the shadows of 2002 Gujarat riots, and continuing with the BJP risked the Muslim support that had bolstered his rule. The alliance that had powered Bihar's turnaround for nearly a decade came undone. Nitish walked out, severing a 17-year partnership, but going solo proved costly. In the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, the JDU was wiped out, reduced to just 2 seats. A humbled Nitish accepted moral responsibility and stepped down, handing the Chief Minister's chair to Jitin Ram Majhi, a relatively unknown leader from the Mahadalit community. The experiment didn't last. Within months, Nitish orchestrated his own comeback, dislodging Majhi in 2015, but the episode left scars inside his party, exposing fractures that would resurface in later years. That same year, Nitish staged a stunning political comeback. In an extraordinary turnaround, he buried decades of rivalry with Lalu Prasad Yadav and joined forces with the Congress to form the Mahagathbandhan. What united them was a common goal: to halt BJP's advance in Bihar. The battle became a national spectacle. Modi crisscrossed Bihar with aggressive campaigning,